McKinley goes to work. Down to 7, down to 6, down to 5. McKinley against Edey. Crosses over, down to 2, down to 1. Straightaway jumper from 18. Shot won't go. Oh, the follow jam with the left hand by Schwartz with 3.3 seconds remaining. And a timeout by USC. A jumper by Ken off the rim. And the senior from Colorado Springs with the memory of a lifetime as he flashes it back with the left hand to give Colorado a 2-point lead, 72-7.
Well, that play right there is going to go down in Colorado history for decades to come. We're going to be talking about Deshaun Schwartz's putback dunk for the game winner. 72-70 as the Buffaloes win to the semifinals of the Pac-12 Conference Tournament in Las Vegas. Hey, Buff Nation, pregame show, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson here. What a night it was in Colorado. Back in the championship game for the first time since winning it in 2012. Of course, Nate Tomlinson, Austin Default, Andre Robertson, that great group of the first year of the Pac-12 Conference. They beat Arizona then 53-51 in the Pac-12 title game. They've got a chance to do it again tonight. Now, along with that victory comes an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. The Buffaloes, with their net number, has done it as well as they've done all season long. They're already in the dance, but certainly at this point, they're working on improving their seeding for the upcoming NCAA tournament, and they'd love to go to Indianapolis with a championship trophy. They swept Oregon State twice this season. Of course, just like last night, they'll have to beat a team 3 times this year to get to the championship. Should be a great one. With the schedule the way it has been in Las Vegas for the past few days, the Buffaloes are playing the late game every single night, including tonight in the championship. And so they've had a long day of sitting around, going through testing and scouting reports and pregame meals, getting treatment, getting ready for this ball game. But yesterday, ahead of the game with USC, they finally were able to start their warm-ups and get ready to take on the Trojans.
Guys, it always starts with transition defense. We can't give them anything easy. We got to sprint back. Coach Rowan talked about protecting the paint. Okay, you got to have great tags, great gap help. It always starts with guarding the ball. The better we guard the ball, the less we have to play in rotations. Defensive mindset. Know your personnel. Know who you're rotating to. Know who you're guarding. Know who you got in transition. For sure, who to gap help with. And if the ball does go to the post, who we can really dig off of. Offensively, again, we want to push the pace. We want to play in transition. We do that by getting stops. Execution game. Here it is mid-March. We got to execute. Spacing, timing, screening on all of our sets, in circle, in motion. We have to have great movement with the ball. 1-second decisions. I'm shooting it, I'm swinging it, I'm driving it. Quick decisions with the ball. And we have to have great body movement by cutting. Don't pass and stand. Make them move, make them work on defense. Be in attack mode, playing inside out. Again, posting and driving. And then offensive rebounding, guys, just do your job. This is our game. This is what we've been working for this entire year. We've overcome a lot, put ourselves in this position. We talked about it earlier. All you can ask for in life is an opportunity, and we got a great one tonight. We got to go take advantage of it and do it together. All right, let's go.
Yeah, one game away from a championship. We've been working for all year. Yep. That's why we're here. We know why we're here. Come on, let's handle business. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the Buffaloes are all warmed up and ready for the semifinal matchup as the 3 seed versus number 2 seed USC last night in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. And, of course, they won it in dramatic fashion. We saw the highlight off the top. Joining us right now is a member of Tad's staff, and he was the point guard 10 years ago when the Buffaloes won their first Pac-12 postseason tournament championship. Nate Tomlinson. Nate, can you believe it's 10 years already since we celebrated that championship in L.A.?
Oh man, I just keep it 2012. Let's just say that. Don't count the years. Let's just call it 2012.
Hey, how about that game last night? First off, let's talk about the end of the ball game. It was a high-level basketball game, by the way. It looked like a couple of Sweet 16-level teams out there last night, going back and forth. But McKinley Wright was phenomenal last night. Jariah Horn was making huge shots. Much like your team, a lot of seniors, and of course the big game-winning putback dunk by Deshaun Schwartz. How about the way those seniors came out and played a big situation last night?
Yeah, I mean, Mark, that's what March is all about. You know, your leadership group, your older players really stepping up and making plays. So happy for Deshaun, to make a play like that in his senior year. It was a like a heavyweight fight, man. There was 2 teams executing at a high level. USC played phenomenally well on the offensive end the second half, and we found a way to win. It's 2 games in a row where we've found different ways without playing our best, finding different ways to win games, and that's what you got to do in March.
Yeah, isn't that the way I was thinking back? In fact, before we talked to you today, I was thinking back to the tournament run you guys had in Los Angeles. It was kind of an ugly win over Utah to start that thing. Then a close one against Oregon. You barely got by. I think you won by 10 or 11 over Cal, then had a heck of a battle against Arizona. This time of year, that's kind of what you expect, right? I mean, teams are playing at a high level, and you don't expect to ever go out and blow anybody out this time of year, do you?
No, I mean, a lot of teams are playing for their season and more than that, playing for their careers. So one loss could be the end of your career, end of your season. So funny enough, Austin Default texted me this morning and said, that game was very similar to the Oregon game. Like you said, we won it on a tip back from Andre, the game. And it's similar to this year. We haven't played our best yet, and I hope that's to come tonight.
Tad Boyle has talked many times about you and what a great player you were, obviously. And then when you circle back around and decide to become a coach, he's always said about you, he says, boy, Nate is a coaching star in the making. What is it about coaching that kind of attracted you after you're done playing to circle back around and get into this aspect of the business?
I mean, simply, Mark, I just love the game. I grew up around it, and quite frankly, I'm not sure what else I would do if I wasn't involved in basketball. I just love the relationships that you make from it. I love that thrill of competition, winning and losing, and and being a part of college basketball makes it even more special because you get to see the development of young men, and that's why I'm really involved.
Tell fans what your role is on Tad's staff. I know right now, under these COVID restrictions, he's not getting paper stats throughout the ball game, and so you've got a little iPad with, and you're kind of in his ear about that kind of thing. But tell folks what your role is on this staff with Tad Boyle now.
Yeah, someone asked me this the other day, Mark, and I said, I don't really know. I just kind of do what I feel and float around. But this time of year, I'm obviously involved in a lot of scouting. Pre-scouting the other teams, helping each assistant that's designated to the game, kind of break down film and come up with a game plan to, help us, win that game. That's my main role at the moment, and also trying to find coach paper stats whenever I can.
Well, he needs some help with that. Hey, you were such an outstanding point guard in your own right. You had Spencer Dinwiddie was coming up right behind you. You mentored him a little bit when you were a player. I want to get your take and your view of McKinley Wright. He'll go down as one of the great Buffs of all time. As a point guard, what do you appreciate about what Ken brings to the team?
It's everything. It's everything, Mark. It's obviously it's all of the intangible things. Is he the best, shooter in the league? No. Is he the tallest? Is he the most athletic? And the answers are no to all those things. But it's the intangibles he's bringing. It's the leadership. It's the toughness. Competitiveness. How much he wants to win and how he just drags everyone along with him. That's really all you can ask for in a point guard. And then obviously like last night, he plays so well on the offensive end. And he's capable of doing that, any night. But it's really all the other things he does and how he makes everyone around him, so much better.
You mentioned you heard from Austin Default, and I know that group from 2011, 2012 was such a tight-knit group. When you guys get together and the conversation turns to that Pac-12 Championship, what's the first thing that comes up, or what's the first thing you think about when you think back to that title run?
It's just the togetherness, Mark, and the love we have for each other, and how we just didn't want to lose. And it's really similar to this year's team. A lot of guys have spent 3 or 4 years together. They're committed to each other, and they have one goal in mind, and they don't care who gets the credit. And that's obviously led by McKinley Wright. A very special group, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
All right, lastly here, we got the championship game coming up here shortly. Colorado, Oregon State, Buffs beat the Beavers twice this season. Give us a quick thought about this matchup and how difficult this is going to be here tonight. Yeah,
well, you throw the first 2 games out the window. That's the first thing you have to do. This is a game in mid-March, and the other games during the season don't matter at all. So, it usually comes down to the tougher teams, the more the teams that execute, the teams that are more aggressive win at this time of year. So hopefully that's the Buffaloes tonight, Mark, and I know our guys will give it our all, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Well, I like it. It was a great one last night. Buffaloes win in the semifinals as they take out the number 2 seed, USC 72-70 to advance to the Pac-12 title game tonight against Oregon State. That's Nate Tomlinson, great player, outstanding young coach for Tad Boyle's team. Right now, let's take a look at the highlights for the Buffs victory over the Trojans last night.
You wonder. Yeah, his numbers says McKinley will fire 3 from the top of the key, and he drains his first shot of the night. By Parquet, gives high to the right side, and Schwartz is going to pull up for 3, and he screws that one in. It hit the rim, swung around the iron, and dropped in. And so Deshaun Schwartz hits his first 3-pointer of the night. Squares up against Anderson. Left side, Schwartz open for 3, fires right between the eyes from downtown. The Buffaloes had a 10-0 run. McKinley at the foul line steps in and knocks down the 15-foot jumper. He's got 5. It's a 12-0 run, and a timeout called by USC. Spins away from Anderson, gives it up top of the key. Wide open for 3, Barthélemy. It rattles and falls from downtown. Block for the Buffaloes. Top of the key. Barthélemy down the paint. Jump stop on his way to the rim. It's up with the left hand, and it's up and good. And Keyshawn Barthélemy's got 8, and the Buffs are on top by 13. Evan Batty backs Anderson down on the right block, steps through, goes up strong off the window, and it's up and good. Top of the key, McKinley open. He'll fire a 3 right between the eyes from downtown. McKinley pulls up, 3-ball is on the way. Oh, and he just drilled another one. He took a shot to the head. He came out, and he thinks he's Steph Curry now. 13 for McKinley, and a timeout called by Andy Enfield. Goes to work with the dribble now. Drives, step back, head fake, steps in, fires from 14. That was a thing of beauty right there by McKinley Wright. He was abusing Isaiah Mobley. He faked, he stepped, he drew the defender, then stepped by him. Baseline right off to our left. In the corner, McKinley the catch, fires a 3, and he drilled another one. McKinley Wright from downtown. He's got 18. He's got 4 3-pointers. Okay, drives in the paint, kick out right side. Maddox Daniels stops and pops after a drive from 12. Jumper's up and good. There's the first bucket by Maddox. Maddox Daniels kick out of the corner. Jariah from downtown. There you go. That's the answer. Jariah Horn right between the eyes from the left corner.
We need some production from these guys off the bench.
Was Jariah right side of the inbounds for 3. Right between the eyes from the right wing this time. Boyle gives up to Jariah. Return pass to McKinley. Blows by White. Floater with the right hand, and it's up and good. And McKinley Wright in the second half has got 7. He's got 20 in the ball game, and the Buffs are on top by 10 once again. Got White on him, plays it high on the left side to Silva, fakes, drives into paint, fires with the right hand, and it's up and good. Hilly to play the ball in. Left side, Jariah open for 3, high arcing jumper, splash from the left corner. Oh, what a shot by Jariah Horn. Step back, gives high on the left side, Jariah open again, fires, and he's got that feeling going now as he hit another one. His 4th 3-pointer, and the Buffaloes on a 6-0 run, extended out to 64-56 with Buffaloes on a 10-0 run. Lob it inside, caught by Evan Batty on the smaller Anderson. Turns and layups up and good by Evan Batty. That was a heck of a pass from the right side on that assist. Play clock is at 11 to McKinley. Down the right side of the lane, on his way to the hoop, off the window. It's up and good with the right hand. McKinley goes to work. Down to 7, down to 6, down to 5. McKinley against Edey. Crosses over, down to 2, down to 1. Straightaway jumper from 18. Shot won't go. Oh, the follow jam with the left hand by Schwartz with 3.3 seconds remaining. And a timeout by USC. A jumper by Ken off the rim, and the senior from Colorado Springs with the memory of a lifetime as he flashes it back with the left hand to give Colorado a 2-point lead, 72-70. Holy cow, what did I talk about? Big-time players making big-time plays. He looks, he lobs it in, half court. They turn a little hook and ladder play, throw it away. It's off the back of McKinley, and it's over in Las Vegas. And Colorado in 2021 will play for the Pac-12 Championship tomorrow night at T-Mobile Arena against the Beavers of Oregon State. Holy cow, what a night.
Well, there are the highlights of the Buffaloes' 72-70 semifinal win over USC. Boy, think about how good the Trojans have been here in recent years, and the Buffs have now knocked off USC 7 consecutive games, including that semifinal matchup as they get ready tonight for the championship game against Oregon State in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. The Buffaloes and USC Trojans really played a high-level college basketball game. That felt like a couple of Sweet 16-level teams there. And on top of it, you had two guys that might have been the leading candidates for the Player of the Year in the Pac-12. Evan Mobley, of course, from USC, and McKinley Wright, who, by the way, I thought should have won the award. Both playing phenomenal. Both over 20 points, leading their respective teams. McKinley takes the shot that didn't go in at the end. Deshaun gets the putback. That's the game winner. And then don't think we've talked enough about the fact that McKinley had the defensive play to ensure that USC didn't get the shot off at the end of the ball game and secure the victory. So a great win for the Colorado Buffaloes as they get set to take on the Beavers of Oregon State tonight in the Pac-12 Championship. But last night, you should have seen, well, in fact, we'll show you what was going on in the locker room after the bus. Big victory over USC, the fight song, and Tad Boyle with his post-game comments.
That's your name, T! That's your name, T!
Did their job. Everybody. You guys, the bench in the first half, Jabari, you came in, Keyshawn. Big time minutes. Big time, Key. Big time, Key. Okay. Tristan, it's a team victory, Maddox. This program is special because of you and the players that are in it. And I couldn't be more proud of you. Our intensity, the way we came out and battled. Hey, guys, we got USC's best shot. And I always talk about high-level basketball games. That was a high-level game. That was a high-level game. And when you're playing a high-level game, you have to make plays. And we made plays when we had to make plays. And I'm so damn proud of you. But guys, we have unfinished business.
One more three. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it was a big celebration for the Buffaloes as they advanced to the Pac-12 Championship game with a 72-70 win over USC. It was quite a raucous locker room. But here's the thing about these tournament settings. Those celebrations, they're a lot of fun. They last just a very short period of time because there's not much time to think about it. You got to get on to the next ball game, which the Buffaloes quickly have done as they get set to take on tonight at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. That's an 8:30 Mountain Time tip-off. The Buffaloes and the Beavers in the Pac-12 Championship as they try and win their first Pac-12 title in 10 years since 2012 when the conference in its first season played its postseason tournament in Los Angeles. By the way, our radio broadcast tonight, we're on at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Scott Wilkie, yours truly, with the broadcast, Buffs Warm-Up, presented by Safeway. We're on in Denver on 850 KOA, 94.1 FM on KOA News Radio. We're on Sirius XM Channel 84 tonight, and the Buffs View broadcast at cubus.com/BuffView. We can't forget the TuneIn app as well. Join us tonight as we get ready for the Buffs and the Beavers in the Pac-12 title game in Las Vegas as they look to bring home the hardware on their way to the NCAA tournament. Going to be a great night. Let's hope we're talking about a Buffs victory afterward. I'm Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us here in the pregame, and go Buffs.